Hi, this is Maida, and this is my dog Spark. And one of the most common questions I receive is how Spark moved from the Philippines to Australia via Singapore. And I get messages on Instagram, on Facebook, and I figured it's time to come up with a video to answer the questions instead of repeatedly getting messages. I shot this video in September 2022, and as you may have noticed, I'm only figuring out YouTube now. So I finally am editing this. I'm gonna post it so that it can serve the world. So I'm gonna just add that video so that you can have the answers to the questions you keep sending me, and hopefully it can help you be reunited with your dog as Spark and I have been. So hope this helps, and please watch the video, and please connect with me and Spark. I'm at the Midas Touch on Instagram and Midas Touch on Facebook, and Spark is Spark _ and his _ adventures at Instagram, and Spark and his adventures in Facebook. Watch this. Hi, I'm Maida, and this is Spark. I'm a food and travel writer, and I moved to Melbourne 5 years ago. And obviously, Spark is my dog, and he was my dog in Manila, Philippines. So when I moved here, there's a 6-month rule from the time you get the blood of the dog before the dog can move to Australia. So there was a 6-month waiting period before he could fly. I didn't have this, so the 6 months for Spark would have been in April 2020. I moved in 2019, October. So Spark wasn't able to come with me when I moved, so he stayed with my best friend. And then COVID happened. And Philippines is a non-approved country, so that means if it's a non-approved country, you have to go to an approved country before going to Australia. Australia is probably like one of the hardest countries to move to. My vet was actually asking me to just move to, like, she was saying like it would be much easier for me to move to Germany or to France, where she has relocated dogs from the Philippines. But Australia has the strictest rules for relocating a dog. So I put Spark's move on hold, and then he moved here in September. He left the Philippines June 22, 2020. No, sorry, June 22, 2022, and he landed in Australia September 16, 2022, and he was released from quarantine 10 days later, September 26, 2022. So he and I have been together for 2 years now, together in Australia, and he's loving it. He's just loving it. So I do get a lot of questions from people about moving to Australia. Spark, I'm a writer, so I wrote my story for The Guardian. It's called Spark Flies, and it tells the story of how people help Spark move from the Philippines via Singapore, and how some strangers took care of him in Singapore. Hello. And Singapore, and then continued to Australia. So while he was in Singapore, he was cared for by my friend John. I used to live in Singapore, so I knew people there, and John kindly opened his home and his heart to Spark. So that's the story. But while he was in quarantine, Leslie, someone I knew took care of him as well. So yeah, so if you click on the link, you'll find the articles where I've written about Spark's move called Spark's Flies in the Guardian, and Spark has made it to the front page of the Age, and we have some stories in the Age as well. So I do get a lot of questions about moving from the Philippines to Australia, or about moving your dog because it's quite difficult. First point, things have changed since Spark's move. That was 2022 when he got here. March 2023, a few months after he got here, they changed the rules. So I think the rules have become tougher. Like you have to spend a longer time in the approved country. So Spark spent June 22, it's 1 month in quarantine in Singapore. Quarantine's not very well, not, you can visit your dog in quarantine, but I was here so I couldn't visit him. But you can actually get a dog walker to walk your dog, and then my friend Leslie took care of him. And then so the questions are, I can't answer all the people who send messages to my inbox, and a lot of times I don't see them. But the questions are, how much does it cost to fly your dog from the Philippines to Australia? So you have to get your dog out first to Singapore, and it costs about 150 pesos. And then from Singapore to Australia is about 10,000 Australian dollars. And then the prices have probably changed now. Who did I use? I can't remember the name of, but it's Faye. I think it's called A1. I will post the name of the relocator from Manila. But I got Pet Embassy in Singapore, run by the lovely Belina Tan. It's a small agency, but they took good care of Spark. And then I was very, very happy with the way they took care of him, and how they communicate with the pet owner, with me. Until now, I'm in communication with them. This is not a sponsored post. I spent for Spark's relocation actually was assisted by my mom. So yeah, so that's Pet Embassy. So you actually contact the pet relocator in the approved country. There are many things to consider, like the size of the crate that your dog uses, and then the size of the crate, as well as like what breed your dog is. There, you have to check if your dog is allowed to travel to Australia. So all those things you can get help from the pet agent. So in that case, Pet Embassy. Best thing for you to do is actually go to Pets Flying to Australia. That's a Facebook group to get the latest information. Your dog can fly from the Philippines. The options are Singapore, Brunei, and Seoul, Korea. There was another dog that flew out of Manila the same day that Spark flew out, and we compared costs, and she spent almost double what I spent to fly her dog to Seoul, Korea. But then I'm also much luckier because I had friends who took care of Spark, so I didn't have to pay for kennel or homing fee while he was in Singapore. So thank you so much, John. Thank you so much, Leslie, for taking care of him. Yeah, so I think that covers it. In terms of preparing your dog for his trip, it's really getting your dog familiar and acquainted with the crate. So crate training your dog's so important. Getting him comfortable since he's gonna sit there for a while. Spark didn't use no medication because they don't recommend it as well, and he was very chill and he was very relaxed after after he got to Singapore, he went on a walk. They sent me a video and a photo of him as soon as he got out of the airport, and he was quite relaxed. And you also get information from Mickleham Quarantine about how he's doing in quarantine. You can't visit him in Australia in the quarantine, but they can tell you how he's doing, and if there's any medical thing that they need, they will let you know. At the time, Spark had some ear issues and eye issues, I think, and irritation with his paw. But you can send a vet, or if it's, and you can send a medication through. So, and you can also send food through like Pet Barn, or you can send it through just send it to quarantine. You can just deliver it by Uber Eats or something like that. So I think I've covered everything, and good luck with your move with your pet. We've been so much happier that we're together, and he's thriving and he's super fluffy. The other thing to consider is obviously finding your vet and all that stuff, and doing all those things. So that's it from my end, and Spark and I say goodbye. Love you. Thanks for joining us. Let's go, Spark. Thanks for watching, and please help us out as I build out my YouTube channel. Spark and I would really appreciate it. And if you want to read my writing, you can go to maidapineda.com. And more importantly, you can subscribe to Substack. Substack is practically just a blog, so you receive it in your email. And it's Maida Pineda at Substack. The links are all in my bio. And if you want to help me grow this channel, please subscribe and keep watching, and join us on our adventures in Melbourne. Thanks. Bye.